Paul Graham from OptimalBody.ca. Today, I'm going to talk to you about muscle soreness recovery. We've probably all been there where we work out a little harder than we have been, or we're getting back into exercising and you get really sore muscles. This is referred to as delayed onset muscle soreness, or commonly referred to as DOMS. So I'm going to walk you through what exactly is causing this and super simple steps you can do so you can recover from the muscle soreness. So the first thing I want to explain when it comes to muscle soreness is that this does not mean you had a good workout. This goes back to the old 1980s no pain, no gain mentality, where a lot of people think they haven't had a good workout unless they're sore. This simply isn't the case. You can have a great workout and be sore. You can have a great workout and not be sore. You could have a poor workout and be sore. So one thing I wanted to clarify right off the start is stop using this as a measuring stick in terms of if you had a good workout or not. What causes muscle soreness after you finished working out? So if you're doing any type of new activity or you're increasing how much you're doing, this is a stress on the body. And so this stress causes damage to your muscles. And so oftentimes people refer to things like micro tears, but essentially all you really need to know from a practical standpoint is you've done some damage to the muscles. And that's not a bad thing. Often people think of damage as a bad thing, but this is actually how you get your body stronger and into better shape. You put your body under stress, then you give it time to recover. So from the damage, this is where you're getting the soreness. Your body starts the inflammatory process to start to try to heal this damage that's been done or help your body recover. So the first thing to understand is it's not necessarily a real problem if you're sore after working out. But you probably don't enjoy that feeling, especially if you're newer to working out or you're just trying to get back into it. Usually your muscle soreness or DOMS will hit its peak around 24 to 48 hours after you've exercised. The delay is just due to how the inflammatory process works. There's something called an inflammatory cascade. So at first you're increasing blood flow and the blood's helping to bring all the different chemicals and things that help the inflammatory process and help your body heal. Some people are affected more than others. You'll be more likely to get muscle soreness if you're just returning to working out, like I was saying earlier, or if you're adding in new exercise. As you consistently exercise, you'll have less of the sensation, or at least you're going to start to become more accustomed to the sensation and it's not as bad as when you first start exercising. One of the major factors that can relate to this is hydration. So you want to make sure you're staying hydrated and getting enough water. Now I'm going to get into how to relieve muscle soreness after a workout. So first, most people's inclination, especially if they're just getting back into exercising or they're new to it, when they have these sore muscles, is to relax and not do anything. It makes sense. When you're getting up and you're moving around, you're probably feeling your sore muscles and you're like, oh God, this isn't fun, so you sit down. Try to avoid doing this. Instead, you want to do something that's called active recovery. So when I used to train higher level athletes, we use this all the time. This is just part of training where you do something called active recovery. So actually doing more movement helps your body to recover faster. So I'm going to walk you through some of the best ways you can go through and do active recovery. So the first strategy with active recovery to help with muscle soreness recovery is foam rolling. So you can get a foam roller or a massage ball and roll through the sore muscle. When you're doing this, you don't have to be killing yourself with this. So if you're to say use a 0 to 10 scale, 0 being no pain and 10 being the most pain you've ever been in, don't start heading up towards a 7, an 8, a 9, or a 10 out of 10. Just get a little bit of movement on the roller and you shouldn't be more than maybe a 3 or a 4 out of 10. That will get the job done. You can spend anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds on the different areas where you're sore. It's obviously going to be very sensitive when you're doing this, but it's going to start to have a little bit less pain as you go through this process. You might want to do this a couple times in a day when you're first getting this muscle soreness. So the second strategy for muscle soreness recovery is stretching, specifically active stretching. So a lot of times people do static stretching where they go into a stretch and they hold that for prolonged periods of time. Instead, what I would recommend doing is active stretching. So a lot of times this can be really simple of just moving. There's another more advanced active form of stretching technique that I'll go through in a separate video. Once I have that video completed, it'll pop up above my head. This is one of the best methods to relieve muscle soreness. I'm not going through it in this video just to try to keep this video reasonably short. So the third strategy for muscle soreness recovery is movement. So we talked about doing some active stretching and some rolling in the earlier steps. Actually go out and move and use those muscles. Don't make it a really high intensity workout. Instead, just go out and, for example, if the front of your thighs are sore, go for a 30-minute walk. And this is going to help out. So actively use the muscles that you are feeling a little bit of muscle soreness with. This is going to help to loosen them up. Again, when you're doing the movement, you might feel some slight discomfort, but this is actually going to help to aid in the recovery process. Finally, step number 4 for muscle soreness recovery. With this one, this is one of the best things I found. I used to use this a lot with athletes who needed to recover to perform their next workout. It's contrast showers. So what you do is hop in the shower, put it as hot as you can comfortably tolerate. Don't get silly and start burning yourself. Just make it pretty hot so it increases your blood flow. Do that for about 2 minutes. Then what you're going to do is put the shower as cold as you can comfortably tolerate for about 1 minute. Then you're going to cycle back to doing 2 minutes at the hotter temperature, then minutes at the colder temperature. Cycle through this about 3 to 5 times, putting the water on whatever muscles are sore. This is one of the best ways to decrease muscle soreness. So there you have 4 different strategies. You can pick and choose out of those to help recover from muscle soreness. However, if you use all 4 of them in combination with each other, that's how you're going to recover the quickest and get back to doing your workouts.